to start with a definition of queer ecology, I think that you have to sort of break the term down into two parts before you bring it back together. So let's first talk about what queer means, at least in this context.
Yeah, I think that queerness means a lot of things to a lot of different people, but the way that we approach it in our work is both a nod to, of course, LGBTQ plus community, but more than that, it is about finding a space of alternatives in opposition to normativity and stasis and kind of the like harsh, rigid world of categorization of the built environment. We're interested in the kind of fluidity that comes with queer identity, as well as the cooperative, mutualistic experiences of queer community. It's a space of relationality.
It's also a way of maybe taking a second look at things that we take for granted, like taking apart something before we put it back together again. But okay, let's move to ecology, and then we can work on trying to bring them back together.
Mm-hmm.
Ecology is one of the most interconnected sciences. It's the science that lets us see how the world is all made up of one sort of living network. And that sort of relationality is really intimate. And especially when we start to put it together with queerness, we see the world and all of the different species that we live on Earth with as part of this sort of big network of family and friends.
Which then mobilizes, I think, this really like urgent moment to move towards not protection in a way that has this kind of like humans have all the answers to the ills of the natural world, because humans in many ways are catalyzing them, but to think with those other species, to listen and to imagine the ways that they inhabit the world, and to see the world differently with them, and to try to work together across both human boundaries but multi-species boundaries.
I think the boundaries, just to wrap up, is maybe one of the most important things that we're trying to do, or have been trying to do as the Institute, is figure out what those boundaries are, and take them apart a little bit, and make everything a bit more fluid and messy, both in terms of ourselves and the way we relate to each other, but also the way we relate to other species.
So in summation, I would say queer ecology is to relook at the natural world that we have understood in many ways through kind of top-down teachings to be kind of something separate from queerness, or separate from people even, and to really explode those divisions and see the world anew under kind of the guise of queer theory and just embodied life experience.